Hey there, hero. It's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and one of my favorite TED Talks ever was one by Julian Treasure back in 2013. He was speaking at TED Global, and the title of the talk was How to Speak So People Will Listen. And as I started watching it, I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And then as I started watching it even further, it got really exciting and really applicable to what we do as pros. I give you a link to the TED Talk in the bottom of the show notes for this video on voheroes.com. I urge you to go watch it. We've talked about his 7 deadly sins and what they mean not only to the public at large, but to what our role in the world of professional voiceover is all about. And sort of getting the negative stuff out of the way, he moves on in the talk to talk about the positives. And he actually gives it a spin and an acronym called HAIL, HAIL. And the H stands for honesty, the A stands for authenticity, the I stands for integrity, and the L stands for love. And yes, these all have applications to lovely, embraceable, drawing in your audience kind of conversations. But what about in our business, right? In the previous video, we talked about lying. The opposite side of that coin is being honest about what you're capable of doing, what languages you speak well. And, so if somebody says, hey, I've got a Spanish speaking spot, you're not relying on 1 year of junior high school level Spanish to say, yes, I can do that. So being honest about what you do and being honest about your limitations, being honest with yourself about what you need to do to improve. The A of authenticity, man, does that sound familiar to you? It's one of my 3 A's, authenticity, authority, and agility. But authenticity is huge. It's the thing that we push back against when we think we have to be a better version of ourselves. When we get all ready to be on microphone and stuff. That just gets rid of all the authenticity in our conversation, in our voice, in our performance. It's huge. It's what draws people to us and keeps them watching what we do and listening to what we do. Integrity, look, if you can't do the job, if you can't get the job done by the time you need to, don't lead a client astray and say you can and then plan on making excuses if you have to. That's just having the integrity in this business is what sets real pros apart from people who end up getting pushed out, not getting work. I mean, think about the people that are the most successful. If it turns out they don't have integrity, as we've found in the last few years, their careers are down the chute, And when you find out they do have integrity, I'm always shocked that people are he's such a nice guy. He's so honest. And when he says he's going to do something, he does it. He has integrity. It's like, how do you think they got to where they are in our business? By having integrity, right? And then finally, love. That can be a very sort of, Birkenstock, Northern California kind of woo-woo thing. But love has a very industrial thing associated with it as well. Your whole body feels differently when you're in a positive, loving state, as opposed to that tense, clenched, negative, this business sucks, I'm never getting any auditions, I'm never getting any work, I'm never getting any, if instead it's like, I'm still a work in progress. What can I do to help you? These are not necessarily ideas of sexual or romantic love. It's just affection and joy and the ability to enjoy yourself. The word enjoy is actually a compound word that means instituting joy. Enjoy yourself, like enable yourself, enjoy. And so when you have that approach of love as opposed to the approach of, and I just as a little side trip, I find myself feeling this way when I go to New York City. I just feel like the city is so dangerous sometimes, and I've had some experiences there. It's hard for me to insinuate a feeling of love. But I noticed that right when I land at JFK or at LaGuardia, I noticed that. And I go, okay, all right, okay. You noticed it? Now do something about it. You can do better. So, HAIL. He talks about it in the TED Talk. Julian Treasure's talk, how to speak so that people will listen. What do you think of HAIL? What do you think of his acronym of honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. What do you think of that? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know what challenges and struggles you have of getting there. It's not easy to be that good all the time. It's not. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard. I found myself struggling recently at an event that I went to. So I know it's hard, but let me know in the comments below. If you want to be on my list and notified when these videos come out, we're going to continue to look at Julian Treasure's TED Talk, because it has so many cool things for us as pros in the next couple of videos as well. You want to know when those go out? Go ahead, get on the list. There's a box below. Fill out the form and you'll be on the list. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. I thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.